Hello everyone and welcome back to another video. So if you invested just $27 a day, how much would you have in 10, 20, or 30 years? Well, I ran a Python simulation and the results were very shocking. So before we dive into the program, make sure to hit that like button and that subscribe button. It helps me keep making more data-driven investing videos like this. Now, let me show you exactly how fast this $27 per day investment grows. Okay, so I'm currently on Google's website. It's called colab.research.google.com because it makes it really easy to get started programming in Python. So all you have to do is go to this website and log in with your Google account to get started writing your Python code. All right, so with that being said, the first thing I'm going to do is put in some comments. So I'm going to put in a comment about the program. So this will be a investment growth simulation for $27 a day into the S&P 500. Okay, so let's go ahead and create our variables. So I'm going to create a variable called daily underscore contribution. And I'm going to set this equal to 27. So this is the $27 per day that we plan on investing into the S&P 500. And the S&P 500 has an annual return of about 7%. So I'm going to create a variable called annual underscore return and set it equal to 0.07 and put a little comment here, just says 7%. Now, again, historically, the S&P 500 has returned about 10% per year, but it's really roughly about 7% after inflation. And believe it or not, it has returned about 12 to 14% in just the last 10 years. So I think 7% here is a good return rate. All right, next I'm going to create a variable called years and set it equal to 40. So we're going to be doing this for 40 years straight. All right. Okay, next let's go ahead and create a variable called annual contribution. And let's set this equal to daily contribution times 365 because there's 365 days in a year. So we're going to be investing $27 a day at a 7% return annually on average for 40 years. All right, and we're going to do this every day. So there's 365 days throughout the year, and that's where we're getting our annual contribution. Now, you may say, but the stock market is not open every day, right? Well, the US stock market is open approximately 252 trading days out the year. So you can replace 365 with 252 if you want. All right. So next, let's go ahead and create a variable called balance. And we're going to set this equal to 0. And this is going to be our portfolio current balance. So we're going to start with 0, and we want to see that growth over these 40 years. All right. Okay. So I want to create a table that shows this growth. And to do that, I need to first create some columns. So we're going to create a column called year, and then we're going to create a column called start balance, and we're going to create a column called end balance, and then we're going to create a column called contribution, and I'm going to put some dashes after this, and I want about 60 of them, so I'm just going to multiply this by 60. And then I'm going to run this cell by clicking this button here to the left, just to see what it kind of looks like so far. So this is our table so far. These are just our columns, right? We don't have any values yet in the table. So let's go ahead and get those values. And to do that, we're going to use a for loop. So for year in range 1 to years plus 1, we're going to do some stuff. Now, why did I put plus 1 here? Well, that's because our range function is exclusive. So if I want to include year 40, I need to put plus 1 here. All right. So let's get the start balance. So I'm going to create a variable called start balance, and I'm going to set it equal to balance. So that's our current balance. And then I want to update balance as we go. So balance will equal balance times 1 plus our annual return plus our annual contribution. Okay. And then I'm going to print the values. So here I'm going to put F and then double quotes. And then I do curly brackets or curly braces and then put year here and then a colon and then 4. So we're going to have 4 characters there. And then let's put a pipe. And next I want to put the start balance, right? Because that's going to be the next column is start balance. So I'm going to put a $sign here and then my curly brackets and then put start underscore balance and then colon. So again, this is for formatting. We're going to do 13 spaces and then I want a comma as well in between the numbers to signify the the thousandth place, the 100,000th place, so on and so forth. So we're going to have commas in our numbers now. All right. And I said 100,000, I meant thousandth place and million and so on and so forth. All right. So I think you understand. And then I'm going to put dot to F here. So I also want to see 2 numbers after the decimal place. Okay. And that's just some formatting for our table. All right. Next, I'm going to put the pipe again and then another $sign here because now we want the imbalance. That's the next column, right? So let's put our curly brackets. What's the imbalance? That's just balance. Now let's do some formatting, 12 comma dot to F and then another pipe. And then we want our contribution. So I'm going to put a $sign here and then input annual underscore contribution. And then we still want our commas and we want our 2 numbers after the decimal place. And let's go ahead and run this just to see how it looks. All right, there we go. So we can see the alignment is a little off, but that's okay. I think it's good enough for this quick project. Okay, so let's come down here and let's create another print statement. I'm going to put in here \n for new line, and then I'm going to do underscore. And let's come over here. Let's highlight all of that, copy it using Control C, and then come down and paste it using Control V, just for formatting it a little bit. All right, let's create a print statement. And I want to print the total contributions. So I'll put total contributed. All right, and then we're gonna put $sign and then our curly brackets, and then we're gonna put the annual contribution times years. Okay, so our annual contribution should never change, right? It should be the same every year. So we just can multiply it by years here to get the total. And let's also put here colon, comma, dot to F for formatting. Okay, and let's create another print statement. And here we're going to put in our final value after some years. So I do after curly brackets years, and then put years here, the actual text, and then a colon, and then we'll do $sign, curly brackets, and then we get our balance, which will be the current balance. And we'll format that. So we want our commas and then dot to F. Okay, and that should be it. So let's go ahead and run this and let's take a look. Okay, so we can see year 1, our starting balance is $0. Our end balance is $9,855 because that was how much we contributed. And also you can see our contributions stay the same. So all the numbers under the contribution column are the same. All right, year 2, we start off with our contribution from last year. and we invest all of that into the S&P 500 at 7%, and then we get this imbalance plus our next contribution, right? So we get that $20,399.85, which is the equivalent of our return plus our contribution, which is $9,855. All right, so now that you kind of see how that works, let's go ahead and scroll down, and we can see in year 31, we reach $1 million. So $1,005,929.82, which is shockingly amazing. Okay, so it's shocking and it's amazing. And if we scroll down even further, year 40, we can see that we would have $1,967,404.03. And remember, this is not us adding any more money to our portfolio. This is just the $27 every day for 40 years and at a 7% return. Okay. So again, down here, we can see our total contributions, which are just all of the numbers in the contribution column added up together. So we contributed $394,200 in the past 40 years. Okay. In 40 years. And our final value after 40 years is what I mentioned before, $1,967,404.03. So that's amazing. So let's go back up here and let's just change a few numbers. Let's say that our return is actually 10%. And let's say that we decide to put in $30 per day, and we'll keep 40 years here. And let's change this to 252 trading days. Okay. So let's run this and let's see. So last time we would have been millionaires by year 31, and here we can see that's also the case, but we would have been a millionaire in year 28. Okay, which again is amazing. And you can see our contributions are actually less because our returns are more, right? And we are also contributing less to we're contributing less compared to the number of days we were contributing before. Right now it's 252 days as opposed to 365 days. All right, and our end balance would be $3,345,999.72, and we would have contributed $302,400. That is amazing. All right, well, that's it for this video. That's how $27 a day can turn into millions, and Python proves it. So if you want to dive deeper or get the exact code I used in this simulation, it's available on my Patreon at patreon.com/computerscience. And I'll drop the link in the description below so you can download it and experiment with your own numbers. And if you enjoyed this breakdown, hit that like button and that subscribe button. I've got more Python-powered investing experiments coming up. So thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video. Bye-bye.